All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. Kay will be joining us here shortly. Couple quick basic Zoom things. If you have a mic, go ahead and mute it if you haven't done it already. That just helps us keep down any background noise and kind of walk through everything. If you have questions, please don't hesitate to ask. However, either throw them in the chat or save them for the end. We'll have a time for Q&A. If you have any questions, we'd love to answer them. If you throw them in the chat, Kyla can kind of see what's going on there, and maybe she can answer them, or we'll just answer them at the end, either way. But that way it helps us kind of walk through the presentation. I will say this, and this is very important. There's going to be a lot of information given during the next 45 minutes to an hour. Don't feel like you have to write everything down. This presentation will be put or is put on the HOA website so that you can go back, download it, reference it, and have all that information. So don't feel like you have to have a pen and paper and just scribbling everything down because it will be there for you. So now that we kind of got that out of the way, again, my name is Eric Worsham. I live in St. Joseph, Missouri. And I have been with Heart of America. This is my 5th year, I believe, with Heart of America, or 4th year, 4th, 5th year, one of the two. Anyway, it's been a great time for me. Oh, I just got a notice that the slide deck will be available after tonight. So yes, it will be up on the website. So anyway, little bit about my history. I started as a HOA official. Not because I played in the past. I'm not a former player. I'm not a former coach. I'm not a club director. I am dad. That's it. Just dad. I have 3 girls that play volleyball and have played for about 9 years, if my math serves me correctly. I saw that this was something that was really, really important to them. This sport was something that they really enjoyed. And it was a way for me to become involved in this sport that they loved and to share that with them. Maybe some days they appreciated that. Maybe some days they didn't, because we would have lots of talks about different plays or rules or this or that. But that is why I became involved in it. Other people, maybe they're a former coach, former player, things of that nature. So I say all that to say that it doesn't matter what your background is. And that's kind of one of the first questions on here. Who can become a prospective official? It's people from all different backgrounds, from former players to coaches, to high school or college officials. I fall into the parents who, after watching their kids play, have taken an interest in it. I will say that because I fall into that group and had never played or coached or anything, it took a little bit more work on my part, because people would be throwing around terms like, oh, they're running a 6'2" or a 5'1", and I'm going, I have no idea what that is. So I would jot myself notes to do my own homework and read and figure these things out. Or you could fall into the group of officials that have worked other sports and wanted to give volleyball a try, or just anyone who loves the sport of volleyball. So it's not just one specific type of person who does this. It's any number of people. I have developed friends and relationships from literally all over the country and some internationally. And it's fun to hear their story. How did you get involved in volleyball? Why did you get involved in officiating? Were you a former player? Was this just something that made sense to you and you kind of took to it? Are you a coach that got tired of dealing with parents and you're like, nah, I'm done, so I'm going to become an official and still deal with parents? But it's a different thing. Everybody has their reasons for why they wanted to become the official.
Hi, I'm in.
Kay made it.
Hello.
My better counterpart has joined.
I am so sorry to be tardy. For some reason, I had it as 3 p.m., but I'm here, so.
That's good.
Welcome, everybody.
I was just kind of going through different backgrounds, and I'm glad you popped on, because Kay is kind of like the different part to me. Me being just dad, and that's how I got involved in officiating volleyball. Kay is different. And so I'll let her kind of tell her story.
Yeah, my background is that I was a player, and then I started coaching. And when I didn't want to coach anymore, but still wanted to be a part of the sport, then I decided to become official. And it's been so cool seeing all the different sides of volleyball, and makes me really appreciative of all the different sides of being a parent, being a player, a coach, and now an official. So, and I love officiating. It's wonderful.
So it's, you could see that just with Kay and I, and we both came into HOA at pretty much the same time. We came in from two different walks of life. So, you know, it's not any one type of person that can be one. So then the question is, who is Heart of America Volleyball, or what is Heart of America Volleyball? As my kids got older, they wanted to play a little bit higher level ball. And so we heard about club ball. And we're like, what in the world is club volleyball? And that's where we found out that it is USA Volleyball. So USA Volleyball is kind of the big umbrella that handles club volleyball throughout the country. It's the biggest of the organizations. And then one of the 40 regions of USA Volleyball is Heart of America. That's our local region, our local chapter. And they handle competition all throughout the state of Missouri and Kansas, but not including over in the St. Louis area of Missouri. So when you look at it, the Heart of America office here in Kansas City handles 17,000 members and 240 clubs in the region. That is a massive amount of kids and clubs that they handle through the office there. And they run events, everything from small single-day tournaments to very large 3-day events in the Kansas City Convention Center, with some up to 1,000 teams from all over the country. So if you want to think about it, it is our local chapter of USA Volleyball that handles all of the club sport or club volleyball for this area. So now the question is, I'm interested. What do I need to do now to officiate club volleyball? And Kay, I'm going to kind of toss it over to you to kind of talk down through the steps and kind of give these steps for what do I need to do?
All right. First of all, you need to go to HOA, and you would pay $5 membership fee, and that gets you access into this academy, which has great training for, I mean, all levels. And you can, what's great about the academy is that you can go back and rewatch all these training videos that are really well done by USA Volleyball. And then our group of people in the HOA will help you out with a mentor, somebody who helps you through every step, every question, how to do signals from which door do I enter, and which is sometimes the hardest part of when you go to a gym is like, where do I enter? Where do I park? So that mentor can help you with all kinds of questions that you might have. And also help you go to matches with you, talk through, you know, what the official does. Because if you're like me, I never watched the officials, which was kind of what officials want. We want to not be seen. We want to make everything go smoothly as possible. We want you to watch the game. So it's really interesting just watching the officials and see how they work. And then you'll have a background screen because we want to make sure that the children are safe. That's the most important part. And USAV is very good about background screens and protecting the children. So.
Yep. And you know, this to me, I don't know if you're like me, but I love lists. I love being able to check things off the list. This is what I need to do. Bop, 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 bop. And that's why this part of the slide deck was created of, I'm interested. I showed up to this introduction meeting, but what do I do now? How do I become a club official? This is kind of a 1, 2, 3-step process. Some people can call that a nerd. That's okay. I'm okay with that. But it helps me know that I'm on the right track. And being assigned a mentor is a fantastic resource. Kay and I both have mentors in our volleyball lives, and they're not always the same person, and that's perfectly fine. That gives us perspective from many different things. And then after you go through all of this, you'll work some scrimmages to gain some experience under the guidance of officials that are current with USAV in November, December. And then number 9 is the big one. Start working some events anywhere from January to March. That's a fun time. That's the time where you get the sweaty armpits, you get the nervous time, and you get to come in and work those events, work with the kids, work with the coaches, and start officiating. That's a blast. That's kind of what we're all here to do. But so some simple, you've gone through step 1, which is showing up to the Zoom to go through the training. Step 2, how do I register? Over on the HOA website, this slide follows you through exactly what you need to do. Go to the officiating tab, click the 2021-2022 officials registration, follow through the steps, and get registered as a prospective adult official membership. I think it costs, like I said, $5. And then that training you will be able to access through the website. The videos are great. I know for me, especially when starting out, I'd watch the video and then I'd end up having to rewatch part of it just because I missed part of it. And to be able to go through there and get some of that learning completed. Especially as if you're coming from the perspective of maybe a former player or coach, whenever you hit the officiating arena, it's like, well, I didn't think about it that way. Well, I didn't look at it that way. As Kay even said, sometimes when you watch matches, we're watching the players, we're watching the plays. And then whenever you're watching it from the official's point of view, you're going, man, I didn't even know. He has to do this and she has to look at this and they're responsible for that.
Right.
Yeah. So that's why some of those videos are really, really helpful so that you can kind of go back through all of that. But after we finish today's training, meeting, this is your next step. How do I register? What do I do to get that created? Now comes the fun of officiating online clinics. Sometimes this can be a little scary because you go, man, I got to take tests. And well, yes, but it's okay. You can walk through it. Once the registration is processed and active, you'll get the access to the USAV Academy account. That's the training account. That's where you can access the videos, the training, the clinics, all of that kind of good stuff. The good news is you can start this stuff. You can work your way through it. If you get interrupted, you can pause it, come back to it, and all that. It works really well for me too, because having kids and family, inevitably I get pulled off to go handle something and then I have to come back to it. That's one of the best parts of that training. However, what's that?
You can start and stop,
absolutely.
You need.
Absolutely. The next goal after you complete the registration and you get access to the training clinics and everything is try to get those completed by September 21st. Again, I'm the nerd, I'm the deadline guy. That way I know exactly when I need to have that done. That way, if you've got those clinics done, then when you're assigned a mentor and you can work with them and you can go to some high school or some college matches and watch them, you actually have a reference point that you're working from, not just falling back into the spectator group of watching the players, because that mentor is going to talk with you about different plays, different signals, different scenarios. And if you haven't done any of the training, you probably will be 100% lost whenever they start talking about that. So that's why that September 25th timeframe, it gives you about a month to go through it. It's not arduous or going to take all of your free time, but it is that good goal. If you have any questions or issues going through or getting access to this, please, please, please don't hesitate to contact the HOA office. Like I said, more than likely, as Kyla said, you'll probably grab Chris on the phone if you call in there, and they'll help you. If you're like, hey, I'm not a phone person, I'd rather email them, that information we'll give to you at the end. Because do understand they've got 17,000 kids and 240 clubs they're trying to handle phone calls from, and it's a small staff that handles all that. So, you may feel better just emailing them. That way you can send a screenshot if you're getting an error, or what do I do? Things of that nature. But yeah, definitely reach out to them if you have any problems with that training. So, all right, Kay, I've gone through my initial Zoom. I've registered. I've got my clinics done. I have been assigned my mentor. But I really want to know what all is involved in this. What do I do? How does this work? People keep talking about it, but I'm just a dad and I don't know what to do. What do I expect?
Here's what to expect. So tournaments are on the weekends. You can pick and choose what weekends you want to work. If you have a family event or you want to do something, you can block that weekend and not work that weekend. But if you do, they're usually Saturday and Sunday, and you'll get 6 to 8 matches on Saturday or 4 to 6 matches on Sunday. And at the beginning, you'll be working with somebody or watching somebody, but yeah, like a mentor. And then, I mean, it's kind of a long day because each match takes about an hour. The sets go from 0 to 25, but usually they start at 4-4, and sometimes on Saturdays it's just pool play. So you do 2 sets, and then sometimes on Sunday it's the tournament day and you'll play best 2 out of 3. So it's a long day. So you need to come prepared with like good shoes and maybe some supportive socks, which I learned my feet hurt after the tournament days. And so I needed to get some compression socks, and that made my day a lot better and happier. So that's kind of what to expect on a volleyball weekend.
And on Saturday, your typical play is going to run from 8 a.m. till 6 or 7 p.m. Sundays, 8 a.m. till 4 or 5, in that range. I will say this, and you'll hear Kay and I mention it, and I've already mentioned it at least once. Part of this opportunity is the ability to get to know other people, other officials, to get to talk with them, to meet with them, things of that nature. Usually on Saturday, not always, but a lot of times if you're working a 2-day tournament on Saturday after everything's done, a lot of us will get together and go out to eat. Yeah. That to me is, now not everybody's me, and I get that, but that to me is a refreshing time to get to know other officials, to get to make friendships and relationships with these people that are from all over the area. I mean, Kay and I don't necessarily live that far apart, but I had never known or met her prior to club volleyball. And you'll get to make some of these friendships, and it's truly an invaluable time. It really is. So I would encourage you that if you get the opportunity after the end of a Saturday, if you hear that some of the officials are going out to eat, and if you don't already have plans or need to get home, go out to eat with them. Even if you don't eat anything and you just have a Coke and just sit and talk, that is very important. Plus, it also gives you the opportunity to listen, because you will hear people talk about scenarios. And if you're the nerd like me, yes, you will get the rule book out and you'll go, hey, that was right. They handled that right. And you can learn by listening. Sometimes you find out that odd scenario that just never happens, before you know it, it happens to you. And because you paid attention, because you checked it out in the rule book, you knew how to handle that properly. So anyway, that's a complete sidebar. But yeah, Saturdays and Sundays, 8 to 6, or Sunday, 8 to 5. It is a longer day. Compression socks will help if you have a rubber foam mat to stand on. A lot of times that helps to help get you through the day. So the typical day, usually if play starts at 8, you'll be there by 7:15 at the latest. You're going to meet with the head or lead officials. depending on you may have multiple lead officials for the day, depending on the number of courts. They'll talk with you about the ground rules for that location for that day. They'll also let you know, hey, today is only 2 sets. So each game is only 2 sets, or today's 2 out of 3 starting at zeros, or just a reminder, this and this is out of play here, or this is in play. So it's a good information that all the officials that'll be working at that location that day get at the same time. That way we all call it consistently all throughout the day, which is very important. So that meeting usually starts at 7:15. For me, I try to be there at 7 just to give me some, I call it oh crap time, because inevitably something's going to go wrong. That's just my luck. I told this story on the last Zoom 2 years ago. I was walking into Rock Chalk over in Lawrence, and it's wet, snowy, slippery outside, and I'm a klutz. And sure enough, I step wrong and I go down, and I've got nice salt all over my blue pants. Thankfully, had the time, was able to go do a quick change, grab another pair of pants, put them on. Had I been running right at the 7:15 mark, I wouldn't have been on time. And that's not really a good thing, because we want to make sure that we're there and handling everything professionally and on time. You'll hear it said many times, time management is important, and it absolutely is on these days. If you're supposed to start at 8 o'clock for first match, start at 8 o'clock. Don't start at 8:05. Don't start at 8:07, 8 o'clock. The reason being is you're like, well, I only have 2 matches on this court. Well, yeah, but then another official, excuse me, is going to take over that court, and then another one's going to take over that court. And if they're all doing this, before you know it, that 5 p.m. match is now starting at 8. And if you're that 8 p.m. official, you're really frustrated. Okay. So that's why, yes, those on time professional things are very important. And your head official, your lead official will let you know all of that information at the morning meeting. It is a wealth of good information. Plus, it lets you know what the day is going to look like. That's when you get your schedule for the day, who you're working with, who the other officials are. And it's a great wealth of information. So, and that's the other thing is, as you're working through there, time management is important, but not so much that, well, it's 8 o'clock, so I'm going to start at 7:45. No, doesn't quite work that way. It says 8 o'clock, start at 8 o'clock, unless your head official comes over and says, hey, this one, you can start early. Okay. That's an important piece. Otherwise, it doesn't work that way. You can think of these tournaments almost like a dance. Everybody's working together. Sometimes these teams are going from court to court to court. So as much as we can keep that on time, the smoother it runs for everybody.
So a super important item for you to have is a wristwatch. One that can tell time. I mean, watches tell time, but you need one that shows like 30 seconds, because timeouts are 30 seconds. And then in between sets is 3 minutes. And that's another thing of like really staying on top of time to make sure things go smoothly. So make sure you have a watch that works for you, and not an iPhone or anything like that, because we don't put those in our pockets when we're up in the stand.
Absolutely. And, it's funny. I have a Android watch, and I know other people have Apple watches and things like that. Oh, well, I can set the time. Whatever watch you have, make sure that you can get to that timer part really quickly and really easily. Because if you're up on the stand and you're doing this, it doesn't.
I just use a real cheap one from I did from Target. It was like $14 from Target, but it works. So
yeah, absolutely. And that will help you keep on time throughout the day.
Yep.
Okay, so what do I need to expect for my uniforms and equipment? Last time we did this presentation, you were smart and you brought the stuff to actually show, which was great because I didn't. So what do I need?
You need a white polo shirt, not a t-shirt, a collared shirt. If you do want to buy the uniforms, that's okay. But this first year, if you just want to try it out, you just need to get a plain white polo shirt with no like logos on it or anything like that. That would be great for your first year. If you do want to buy a uniform shirt, you can look on the HOA site and see how to buy uniforms, but it's not required. You do need navy blue or black dress slacks. They can't be nice jeans. They need to be like dress pants. And navy is the color that we would like the most, but it is extremely hard to find navy blue slacks. JC Penney's is good for men and women. That's where I get my blue slacks, but you can have black slacks the first year until December time.
Well,
and
yeah,
white
I was going to say
shoes-
not the year, just only up till December.
Yeah, till December. And white shoes, that is a uniform requirement, and it's not supposed to have like decorations on it or like other little colors, but sometimes it's very hard to find white shoes. A little bit of like gray or silver is okay. But it doesn't matter how expensive or cheap they are. You can find them anywhere. Eric had a real cheap pair that he wore for a long time.
I did. I was $27 pair of New Balance shoes.
Mhm.
Yes, the quintessential dad shoes. But
Yes.
I didn't know if I was gonna like this officiating thing, and I didn't want to spend a whole bunch of money. So yeah, $27
So-
New Balance.
Usually when the officials come on tournament day, we have a backpack and we put our white shoes in the backpack so we don't have to trudge through the dirt or the snow or whatever. And we're wearing a different pair of shoes. So when we get to the officials room, we pull our white shoes out and switch shoes at that time. So usually you don't wear your white shoes from the car into the gym. And then you need a whistle, of course. And my first whistle had a P in it. It was from Walmart, and a little P whistle, and people kind of laughed at me. So I would recommend getting a whistle like at a sporting good or online. This is a Fox 40, and you can find them for like $8 or something like that. But try not to get that little cheapie at Walmart for $1.50 or something with a P in it, because nobody uses those.
Except
You'll
for
need.
Steve Arnell, who happens to be on the Zoom. Yes,
Steve Arnell uses a P whistle.
every once in a while, he still uses his P whistle.
I
Carries
love
it.
that about Steve. Okay, you can if you want to be like Steve. And who
We
wouldn't?
suggest the Fox 40.
Who wouldn't? These are red and yellow cards, and these are actually soccer cards that I found at Dick's Sporting Goods. But it doesn't matter because it's very hard to find volleyball cards. You can find them on a search on the internet, but you can get these at Dick's Sporting Goods. They're in like a little black pouch or something. And then you need a net chain, and I'm not sure where I got the net chain. Do you know where you got yours, Eric? It might be
Got
on
all of my stuff from Amazon, just
Online.
because I love Amazon. I got my whistle, I got my cards, I got my net chain, I got my ball pump. I got it all from
Yeah.
Amazon.
Yeah,
And then-
this is my ball pump. I upgraded from just the regular one that I got at Walmart the first time. This pumps and reads the gauge all together, but for when you're just starting out, you can just get something really cheap that tells the pressure of the ball and is able to put air in the ball or release. So, and you need a coin. That's another thing, and you can just have a silver dollar. Sometimes a quarter is kind of small, but a quarter would work. You just need some kind of coin.
And Kay and Eric, we do have this whole packet together for all the officials for $40
There
on
you
our
go.
store. So we have everything that they would need: the coin, the whistle, the red and yellow cards, the measuring. We have it all available for them. So that if you're kind of like, I have to go here, here, and here, we do have it all, and it is in our store. Just kind of give them a little peace of mind.
So for the record, do what Kyla says, get it from HOA, because that would save immensely, because it can get a little, oh, I don't know what to get, and this and that. Um, and whenever you're looking at something like this, you always know that there's going to be some tools of the trade, some cost to things. But at the same time, you're trying to look at it, okay, what do I need versus what do I want? Kyla says HOA's got the whole kit for $40. I would probably just go with that. That's
Thank you.
about as great as you can get. And you don't have to worry about, man, did I get the right thing or not? Going back to touch on one thing that Kay did mention, the navy blue slacks. As a reminder, this is navy blue slacks, not navy blue jeans, not navy blue jeggings, not navy blue wind pants. It's actually navy blue slacks that now I don't speak for the ladies, but for the guys, you find that in the suit section, typically at your department store, because you want to look professional. And Kyla did throw up that officials kit in the chat, so definitely take a look at that, because that makes it a whole lot easier. You don't have to do it on Amazon. You don't have to drive to Dick's Sporting Goods. So those are some of those pieces of information of what you need. So I've gone through the clinics. I've done my work with my mentor. I've got every piece of equipment that I need. I've got my uniform. Now, how do I get assigned? How do I know where to go or get my assignments and all of that kind of stuff? All of that is done through a website called Arbiter Sports. You will need to sign up with Arbiter Sports. It is completely free to sign up with them and set up your account. Arbiter is our scheduling platform that we use to receive assignments and to commit to assignments. It's also where, as Kay mentioned earlier, you can block out dates. So let's say the third weekend in January is your son's birthday, and you just don't want to work that weekend. That's fine. You can go in there, block off those dates. That way you don't get assigned for that weekend. Whenever you create the Arbiter Sports account, it is very, in my opinion, very user-friendly, very simple to create that account and get that all set up. From there, you can put in, like I put in my cell phone, so that way I get text message alerts whenever I get a new assignment. And yes, I've been doing this for a few years, but I still get excited when I get that text message. It says, you've got assignments. It's a very exciting time. But in this Arbiter Sports account, that's also where you can set up your Arbiter Pay, which is how you'll get paid through HOA. Think about Arbiter Pay as basically a PayPal for officials type of thing. It's electronic way that they can send you your paycheck, and then you can direct deposit it into your account and go from there. But within Arbiter Sports, it is really a fantastic program that allows you, like I said, block dates, accept assignments, remind you of assignments, the whole 9 yards. We, as your mentors or whoever you're assigned with, can obviously help you with any questions that you have with that. HOA will have resources available to assist you as needed. But within your first year, you're only certified to work at HOA sanctioned events. So won't be traveling out of the area or anything. But it's where you will get that assignments. The other thing that is really important with the Arbiter Sports is it allows the office, the HOA office, to send communications to officials. So they can send an email blast through Arbiter Sports to say, hey, we're really needing officials on X weekend, or hey, this just came up, or hey, this is important. And they try not to inundate us with emails, but it does give good information for us to receive that from the office. So again, making sure that you have that information in there and making sure it's up to date, making sure that you also have the ability to put a picture on there. I know for me, I took a picture, put it on there. Kay's got a nice professional picture. When I say professional picture, I don't mean like a professional headshot. I just mean something not of you and your dog licking each other's faces. Something like that. Just a nice professional picture. It also helps because then you can see, oh, I'm working with this person. You click on it and see who you're working with. Oh, yeah, I've seen them around. Or I don't know that person. You click on them, you're like, yeah, still don't know that person. But it does help put a face with a name. So Arbiter Sports, very central website that you will get or that you will use for accepting assignments, getting communication, getting paid, all of that kind of stuff. And yeah, experienced officials can work almost every single weekend from January to April, as much as they want or as little as they want. And all of that can be set up through Arbiter. So it's obviously a very important website, very important to one of our tools of the trade. And I mentioned Arbiter Pay or getting paid. So now the question is, what do I get paid as an official? How does that work? So, okay, I did it all. I've officiated. So in the words of Jerry Maguire, where's the money? No, I'm just kidding. That wasn't the quote. But how do I get paid?
HOA pays starting officials $28 a match. So, and if you're working 6 or 5 matches a day, that it adds up. It's a nice chunk of change at the end of the weekend. It's a little extra money for me, and so that's what I really like it. And you can expect that at the end of the month. So it doesn't come immediately after the weekend. It comes usually at the end of the month. If you're traveling far, we get a stipend. And sometimes, like, we do have a big tournament in Wichita that they'll put you up in a hotel room, and they'll put, females together and males together or whatever to share rooms, and helps with expenses. And that's a great way to get to know somebody. And those trips are really fun too, because we'll all go out for dinner, and it's a lot of fun. But that's what you can expect. So.
Well, and I tell you, like I said in the beginning, I live in St. Joe. So for me traveling, a lot of times I'll travel an hour plus to a location to officiate, and that's fine. And being able to stay in a hotel with another official, again, getting to know them, it's an important part of this. It really is. And I know I've mentioned it before. I probably will still mention it even more. The social aspect of it is really important. And you say, Eric, I'm not really that big of a social person. That's okay. But it's also good that we can get to know each other and learn from each other, because that's a part of it. That is a big part of it. So yeah, that's how much you get paid. That's where it gets paid. So yeah, if you do the math and you say 6 matches on a Saturday, 4 matches on a Sunday, that's
Close to $300.
$80. That's about a $300 weekend. That's great. That's good information. Now you can kind of know what to expect from the financial side, and plus it is great time to have that interaction with each other, especially if you're getting to spend the night and whatnot. I give just a quick example. I had the opportunity through officiating of getting to know a guy that is a retired international official. We were roommates together, and it was so much fun to talk with him, to learn. I had a couple of situations that happened. I ran them past him. Hey, what do you think about this? How do you handle that? What do we do? And it was so much fun to pick his brain, to learn from him, to hear some of his stories. And I wouldn't have had that opportunity to meet this guy had it not been for officiating. So great things there. So my future, what's the future as an HOA official? So after you completed a normal season, you can apply for advancement to be a provisional referee. To advance, you're required to complete more trainings, more observation done by experienced officials. So just so you know, the way it works, it kind of works as a stair-step system. When you come in as a in-region official. Then there's the provisional, which is the next step up. Then there's regional, then there's junior national, and then there's national. And you can work your way through the steps. Provisional official certification permits you to apply to officiate in other regions' tournaments. So if you wanted to travel to St. Louis or Omaha, Nebraska, or some other place to officiate, you are certainly able to. In talking with one of our fellow officials in our cadre, he and his family were going out west on a family vacation. He went out a few days prior, officiated a tournament, and then his family came in and were able to meet up with them. So sometimes, as long as you are a provisional or higher, you're able to do something like that, and you can earn a few dollars prior to, for instance, a family vacation. So the next steps after that are become regional, junior national, or national. The higher level you reach, the more opportunities you have available to you to work events, to work larger events, and to receive higher match fees. A lot of times your convention centers, like your national qualifiers, tend to be 3 days. Sometimes they will center around a holiday, like an MLK or a President's Day, something like that, and provide other opportunities to meet officials from all over the area. And that was kind of what I alluded to earlier, getting to meet people from literally all over the US and possibly internationally. It was really funny this last year. Kay and myself and a few others met a gal from Texas and got to talk and know her. And it was like you almost become fast friends with these people just because you have this center of officiating and the love of volleyball officiating. So again, it's another added benefit, but typically to work a lot of your national qualifiers, a regional status or above is preferred to work that. But again, lots of opportunities to do work as an official within our region. And then as you grow and advance to even travel and work outside of the region. I will say this, and no, I'm not getting paid for it. Neither Kay nor I are getting paid for it. Our region treats us very, very well.
Yeah.
They take care of us very well. Both Kay and I have had the opportunity to travel to different areas. And I'll tell you this, there's been several opportunities that have come up that I went, I really appreciate Kyla and the team and Chris and all of them that work in the office because they do a really good job running things. This other region could really learn a few things from ours. Of course, I don't say that to them, but in my head, I am very thankful for our region and the work that they do put in for us. It is very nice.
Just to kind of tell you what Eric is, something that might go along with that is how they schedule you to work on a tournament day. HOA is really good about trying to give you a break so you don't have to work like 4 matches in a row or something. And so a lot of times you just work 2 matches in a row and you get 1 match off. And so you can rest, you can eat, you can take a little break or whatever. And so HOA is tries very hard to take care of their officials, and we appreciate that.
And that is one thing that we didn't mention earlier in the equipment. One piece of equipment that you really do need to have is a water bottle. You're going to need it. A good water bottle of whatever type or kind that you want. That's perfectly fine. And then the ability to bring some snacks with you for those breaks, because it is important. So, Kate, I'll let you kind of go over some of the other opportunities that you can have as an official within our HOA region as you advance.
Right. There's different things you can do, like Kyla and Chris, or they welcome people in as they come into tournaments, check them in. So there's that type of job. There's a job that we call We Are One, and you kind of go around the tournaments and you assist anything that needs to be assisted with the tournament directors, the teams, the officials. You're a helper on the tournament day. You can work training events as a trainer, and during club, the kids officiate. So we need to teach the kids and the coaches how to be officials. So there's always training events where we need to help them So when an actual tournament comes, that they're not clueless. That helps the day go much smoother. You can be a head or lead official, manage working officials at HOA events, and you can become a mentor. Which, I mean, I think a lot of officials are teachers, or teachers are interested in being officials, and so they're just naturally good teachers, and we like helping others with little tips and whatever. So that's another possibility for an opportunity.
So, I mean, you can see through this that there is a lot of opportunities to be involved in volleyball, involved in our region, and be able to do things other than just officiate, but it's to enjoy that time around a sport, around a region, and helping out. I don't know, and not everybody's the same, but I love working with the kids. I really do. It is an absolute blast. I have fun from the littles all the way up to the 17 or 18 year olds. Yes, I have.
That's your strength.
Yeah. Yes.
That's not everybody's strength, but that's one of your strengths. So
that's one of my things, and everybody's different. I happen to like that, and so that's something that I do enjoy as part of things. So that just kind of gives you kind of an overview of some other opportunities that will be down the road for you. So now we get to this part, and we are more than welcome to answer any questions that you might have for us. As you look through here, here's some resources that gives the emails for Chris and Kyla, as well as the phone number for Heart of America, the website. Kay and I have listed our emails there. And then there's this other person at the bottom of the screen. That's the officials chair, Rick Washburn, who happens to also be on the call with us. Rick does a lot for the region behind the scenes. He is also he just brought himself on. He is also the resident rules guru. One of the few people that could probably quote verbatim a good majority of our rule book, but he is also another fantastic resource within our region. But he handles all of the tech. He is our officials chair. So anything that would have questions about officiating at whatever level, that eventually would make its way to him. But another great resource. The one thing I would say from both Kay and I, if you ever happen to see us at an event, please come up and say hi. We'd love to put faces with names, answer questions, say, hey, I was on that Zoom that you did on Sunday afternoon. Hey, great. How's everything going? You have any questions? Is it going well for you? Anything like that.
We'd love to help in any way.
Yeah, we'd love to. Please don't hesitate to reach out to us. If we don't know the answer, we can point you to the person that you can talk to probably that can get the answer for you. But we're more than willing to answer anything, to talk with you, if nothing else, just say hi, please. As you get into this officiating within HOA, you will see it is a group of people that just have a lot of fun. We enjoy it. We enjoy the sport. We enjoy the kids. And it's a great.
And we hope you'll join us. So
yeah.
We need more. We need more. And thank you so much for attending this Zoom. Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah,
you can unmute yourself and yeah.
Now it's the odd pause. Or if you don't want to talk, you can always throw it in the chat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, if we don't have any questions, maybe that means we did a pretty good job covering everything. And yes, this will be up on the website tonight so that you can download it, have it, and reference it.
Thank you, everybody.
We didn't say it at the beginning. Yeah, we didn't say it at the beginning, or I didn't. I was thinking other things. Thank you. Thank you for taking an hour out of your day to come on here and listen to us talk about HOA, about officiating, about what's required. That was an hour of your day, and we know how much time is worth, and we appreciate that. We really, really hope to see you within the region, on the court, at tournaments, because we need you and we appreciate you. Kyla, it's all you.
All right, if you guys don't have questions, thanks so much for presenting, and we will stay in touch.
Okay.
All right.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye, everybody.